Back in 2008, after the release of Metal Gear Solid 4, Konami and Kojima Productions decided to do something drastic. Make a 100% canon game for a handheld device. But seriously, after the extra work and time that had to be put into Metal Gear Solid 4, they made the decision to ease their workload on future home console games. Enter the Fox engine. With this, they would be able to have more control in the creation of the 5th installment of the series, and therefore get to create it exactly how they wanted to. 3 years later, we first saw what the Fox engine could do at E3. We were shown a jungle, and a boy, and a horse. Although this wasn't directly Ground Zeroes or the Phantom Pain, the assets used in this demo were included in some way in both games. After this, we saw pictures on Twitter later that year. In August, we saw examples of faces. In December, we saw how clothing was created, including different materials and textures. In March 2012, Konami announced Development Without Borders. In this demo, we saw examples of lighting and how it behaves. Konami showed pictures of one of their staff rooms and how it was recreated in the Fox engine. They then asked people to guess which was the real room. As we can see, the recreation was very good. Can you tell the difference? This also showcased the next Metal Gear Solid game, and they were looking to recruit staff to bring it to life on the Fox engine. Later in the year, June the 8th, it was announced that the Fox engine was working for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and then current PCs. As we know now, it was also set for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. March the 14th, 2013 saw some classic Kojima smoke and mirrors. In an interview with Jeff Keighley, the CEO of Moby Dick Studios, Joachim Mogren, showed off some pictures of The Phantom Pain, a then unknown game that showed a familiar looking figure and the infamous Fox engine logo. Kojima wanted to gauge the public reaction to the Fox engine separate from a Metal Gear game. However, the internet did its thing and forced him to officially reveal the Phantom Pain as Metal Gear Solid 5 on March the 27th. After all this though, the first time we could actually experience the Fox engine was with Pro Evolution Soccer 2014, released in September 2013. The other games released on the Fox engine in order were Ground Zeroes, March 2014, the PT demo in August 2014, Pro Evolution Soccer 15 in November 2014, the Phantom Pain in September 2015, and Pro Evolution Soccer 16 in September 2015, the Metal Gear Solid Definitive Experience in October 2016, Pro Evolution Soccer 17 in September 2016, and 18 in September 2017, Metal Gear Survive in February 2018, Pro Evolution Soccer 19 in August 2018, Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 in September 2019, and finally the Pro Evolution Soccer 2021 update in September 2020. This was the final game released on the Fox engine, and Konami announced last summer that they were scrapping it in favour for the Unreal 5 engine for future titles. So why did Kojima want the Fox engine created in the first place? Well, according to the technical director at Konami Productions, Yuri Targo, the control flow and tools we had been using were no longer a match with the times. So after Metal Gear Solid 4, we decided to design a tool from scratch that did. With commercial engines, you tend to be bound by the limits of the features already in the engine. We were looking to make something that goes beyond normal games, and to make that happen, it's best not to let ourselves be bound by other things as much as possible. That's why when we thought about it, we decided to make a unique engine designed completely by ourselves. So how did the Fox engine achieve this? The Fox engine has a feature known as referred rendering. This means it splits the rendering of the geometry with the application of lighting. Therefore, items aren't rendered with a specific lighting that needs to be re-rendered when the items or light sources change. This was displayed very well when we were shown Ground Zero's opening cutscene in daylight. It also meant it was fairly simple to implement the day-night cycle into the Phantom Pain. On the subject of the ever-changing light, the Fox engine also uses linear space lighting. What this does is compensate for the higher contrast on monitors to create a more subtle lighting and shadow. These elements then allow for real-time editing on screen. This, and the fact that the engine isn't tied to a particular game or console, means that it is very versatile for multiple uses. It's such a shame that this great tool has been laid to rest and basically wasted by Konami. Because it was so versatile to use and editing could be done on the fly and you wouldn't have to wait for things to be re-rendered before re-editing them again and again, it meant that any changes you made were instantaneous and much easier and quicker for those developing. Personally, I think Konami probably should have sold this off to other studios to use, and it is a real shame that outside of Metal Gear Solid, the only time we ever really got to see it used was for a brief PT demo and for a football franchise. Who knows, maybe Konami will dust it off one day, but I very much doubt it.